Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mars TV Dota League, aka the MDL, where they have another $250,000 of prize money up for grabs with some of the best teams in the Dota world going toe-to-toe here, and we're just starting here and now with the very beginning of the group stage action. I'm Kyle Guy from Beyond the Summit. I'm going to be joined by a very special guest joining me all the way from across the seas in Hong Kong itself. I got the one and only Mr. David Bing Lumi. Lumi, how's it going, brother?
It's great. It's early and bright here,
Lumi,
so
that's my bad.
energized and awake.
Hi, Lumi, how's it going?
Hello.
Hi.
You got me unmuted? We're good.
I got
right.
you. We can hear you loud and clear. You
All right.
beautiful.
It's early and bright. I just woke up, so I'm very energized, and I'm glad to say that I've been casting a lot of DPL. So these Chinese teams, LYF or LFY, in particular, I am very familiar with. I've seen a lot of their games. And I got the download on them, so.
Oh, I love it. So, for those of you who don't happen to have the download, because I'm sure there's a good share of some Western audience tuning in. It's at a pretty good hour here. It's about supper time, 7 p.m., and they're kind of interested in seeing, how a Chinese team doing in the blossom of the new Dota season, if you will. Well, if you didn't know, LGD, since their TI run, where they managed to finish in that 9th to 12th spot, they split up, and it was pretty much a split down the middle between where Maybe and Zhao 8 Maybe now has the new LGD, the original LGD team with a new roster surrounding him, and then we have LGD Forever Young, which is kind of like a Zhao 8 thing. Like Zhao 8 got back together with Yao of the old pristine LGD team from like what 3rd place TI5, and they grabbed some fresh blood, and we're like, we're gonna make our own little big god-esque team. And here they are, here and now. We'll have to see how serious they are about the game, if they're having fun with it, and how successful they're going to be. I'm really excited to see how LGD are going to be matching up and how serious they are. I mean, Lumi, you were saying it. Where's Zhao 8 going to be today?
Yeah, Zhao 8 has been running a lot of different strategies, and some has been working better than the others. It's very different Zhao 8 that we see nowadays, because you talk about those old TI days, and even extending back to old Dota 1 days, the old Zhao 8 ran strategies where they lose every lane, and then have some amazing late game comeback via team fights. That's how the old LGD ran the strat and won most of their games. The new LFY has been going for these like ultra aggressive strategies with things like slaughter or sanking off lane and just been leading ganks. Unfortunately, even though they win the early game, complete opposite, they just lose the late game because they make a lot of blunders throughout the way. So we'll see where LFY lands today. Zhao 8 is also playing support instead of the traditional off lane that he used to play.
Yeah, that's the thing. We've seen him on both positions for a while. We saw during that TI5 run. I believe at that point he was playing support, lots of support Lina during those days. Since then, wasn't back in the off lane, now back in support. And the other interesting thing is that he is the captain and drafter. Now, most people would say it's not too surprising. It's Zhao 8, for God's sakes. Who else besides Zhao 9 would dare step in and replace him, Well, LPC, one of their newest members here, he's from Tong Fu. He'd been on Tong Fu, and then before that, Tong Fu Wang Zhao. So he had to like work his way up into the main Tong squad. And it wasn't until he himself became captain of that Tong team that they found some good success. It might have been part of the reason that they were scouting him, let's say, and they brought him into this LGD team. Well, now he's not drafting, he's not being a captain, I would assume. So I hope he's as good as they were hoping for him to be. Now he's been kind of taken away from that leadership position. So a lot of things to focus on here. But Lumi, the big thing I'm seeing now is that LGD did go with the greatest hero in the game, the Kardel.
And it's one of the greatest counter to Timbersaw. You give him the mana leak, and suddenly Timbersaw is somewhat wrecked in these team fights. Now, Timbersaw does have ways to deal with that. You could get that Lotus Orb, or you could get yourself a Yule Scepter, depending which one you prefer in the game state. But that costs quite a bit of gold. And for the first 20 minutes, though, Timbersaw is gonna get farmed really by Keeper Light when these team fights are happening.
It sucks, man. You think you're going to be casually getting away. You get out that really, really long distance timber chain, but that the last second before you take off, that mana leak hits, and suddenly you're going to be on the other side with a stun and no more blue bar to work with. So definitely something he's going to be keeping tabs on, and as I mentioned, probably will have to itemize appropriately for it. I know that we have a draft well underway here, and we have some awesome picks coming in, including now a Storm to pair with, but we don't have so much time to be able to really talk about the teams and where they're coming from. For others, you know, our Korean overlords, our big Korean fan base who are watching MVP, you're looking at this matchup like, oh, they just poached all of their big players, now going over, they're playing with Secret, but, you know, you still have a strong foundation there. QO, the Suds, still playing on the team. They brought back Ryzen. Febby is still back on the team. Now, they did change roles a bit. Febby's now in a core position. He shares the core, or 1 and 2, but between him and QO, because now with Ryzen coming back into play, we already know Dubu's such a great support. You know, not everybody can support, okay? So someone has to step into core. It's going to be Febby. So for many people, they look over this LGD MVP match and they're like, it's not Secret. I don't really care. But Lumi, I'm super excited to see if these new rosters, if these new teams are going to be able to really flourish or not. But
I definitely think this is going to be the closer best of 3 series, which since it's a best of 3, we have a lot more time to talk about the rosters and whatnot. MVP recently finished second place in a seed LAN tournament, MPGL Season 8. So, I mean, and I think LFY is quite good. I think this is going to be a much closer series going to Game 3. Let's actually talk about the picks a bit. Storm Spirit is going to be Super's play, and honestly, Super hasn't been looking hot. If I have to say that there's going to be one weak link currently on the team, it's Super. I mean, he's been racking up like 6-7 deaths whenever I see him play Storm, and that's a hero that you can't afford to have a lot of deaths. Looking at the heroes that he's up against, Kunka's a great Storm Slayer, Silencer's a great Storm Slayer, and imagine that this is QO going mid on Timber. And, you know, if you're not careful, level 6, you're dead.
I'm totally with you with all that. I mean, I like Super a lot. He seems like a really cool guy, but there has definitely been this kind of burdening feeling around him. People have really not felt like he's been kind of the super old, like, I mean, when you think of Super in his prime state, you're thinking like the VG Gaming Super, DK Razor, just go ham, but since then, yeah, it definitely feels like he hasn't been able to reach that same potential, so eyes are going to be on him, and yeah, this is not going to be an easy Storm game whatsoever. It felt like they were really kind of thinking about what they wanted to do within their own draft. I mean, yeah, you have a keeper to go along with them, so you have a massive supply of mana to work with. Elder Time will help you get those bursted targets. Faceless Boy will lock him in place, but there's so many problems on the other side that I'm really intrigued to see how he's going to be doing. Final grab for MVP, and it was an MVP pickup through and through at TI6, the Phantom Assassin. It comes out here and now, and it does look like it's going to be a core position. Lumi, I don't know if you've been seeing all the other ways happening, but the recent emergence of the 4th position PA has been something else. Have you seen any of that?
No, but unfortunately, I don't think we'll see it here.
Yeah, no, definitely not here and now, but, you know, it's one of those things that I saw the here and I'm like, you never really know, but yeah, here and now, looking to man up, looking to get in the face. How do you think PA is going to be able to kind of hold her own when you're going against a Faceless Chrono and you're going against something like the ET?
Well, she's going to back up. Balance is going to make things very smooth. She keep her, I mean...
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, get back in here, no problem whatsoever. And it is looking like Febby is hopping on the Silencer, which if this was the old MVP, I'd be like, okay, cool, yeah, support Silencer and whatnot. But I could have sworn that Febby is our core player here. He has a interesting inventory too. It looks like he might be taking the Silencer down the mid lane. That is unmerciful if he's hoping for a matchup against the Storm Spirit. So it is going to be a rough matchup there if... well, MVP have any say in the matter. But we're going to get underway, folks. I do want to put out a disclaimer to everybody watching. We are not on site covering this land. We are coming at you, or at least I am coming at you. The broadcast is coming at you from Southern California. Hopefully, we will pray that the firewall from China is not going to be too vicious and that the lag will not be too severe. But here we go already. Early disruption going to be happening. We're already talking about the burden and how hard it can be for Super already, Lumi, and it's first blood already onto him. QO picks it up.
30 seconds to battle.
Yeah, they are flirting with danger here. Kyle's got move speed, but still, you got Disruption on one side and possibly an easy setup of a Torrent. Do they have the firepower? Oh, they got great blocks, so that's good enough. Man, just quick work already coming up from MVP, but when you're doing research MVP, I understand they changed their roster and roles, but the tenacious behavior they've always had, that has never changed, Lumi. No. Okay. The dagger, man. Don't even get me started. I mean, that was the whole thing behind that 4th position PA. Now, with the benefit of Orb of Venom not being a unique attack modifier, the daggers are just so ruthless. They're coming like a ridiculous carnival game, so something super has to deal with. Top lane. Bit of fisticuffs breaking out. They're looking to make a jump to Monet, but they're not going to get the grab. Ryzen will lose a chunk of his mana as they will be able to zone back harassment, but MVP still letting him know we have this aggro lane. We're looking to punish you. Yep. It did force out, it looks like the rotation. Monet has already come to bottom lane on his morph, so we'll have to see if MVP look to make an audible call. It looks like they will. Suddenly, here comes Dubu. Show up on his Shadow Demon. Are they going to actually try to engage on the Monet? Not really. It looks like instead they'll just try their best to zone him back, but this is definitely very flustering, I'd imagine, to LFY in the early game. Monet's dead too. Man, they just went right in on him. Velo was happy to make chase happen here. The recent Australian edition looking to back it away from the blast will be fine. So MVP just happy to dictate where the momentum's going to be and where they want these lanes go. And it's all LFY forced in a position where they have to respond. Mm-hmm. It really is. I mean, there are so many setups on the side of MVP. Shadow Demon, Kunkka, these guys are playmakers, and with the mileage they're going to be dishing out in the early game, it's setups that they're going to have to keep looking for on the side of LFY because the lanes are set and stable now, and LFY can't afford to keep making rotations to adjust, so they're just going to have to take it on the chin. They are right now, which are bad matchups, so they're going to have to pull out some sort of game changer. I don't know if it's just slow playing it up until level 6 in old LGD fashion, like you were talking about in the draft. They'll just play it passive and disciplined, and eventually they'll out-execute in team fights and take a net worth rubber band. Yeah, it's true. I mean, God, he is such a great combo breaker for MVP, too. I mean, a lead in from Faceless Boy, just drop down the chrono, a quick global will just cancel any sort of follow-up. So I don't know if that's going to have to be in part of LGD's game plan as far as trying to bait out global, mid lane, more harassment on for Super now. Gets a little bit of help from LPC with some men nearby, but still just lacks a bit in the health department. Dubu hanging around, he really just can't afford to move forward. And look who's hanging over his right shoulder. It's Ryzen nearby on the Kunkka. So much hate focused on this mid lane. Dubu's going to make the call now. Disruption is there. Kibo looks for the dagger. He stack. The jump's going to be had. They're going to go super now, and they'll be able to get it done. Are they going to go for the follow-up? Just a casual exit looks like for now, but job well done, as I guess what's important is they're able to get the spirit down another peg. And it's just so unfortunate for him because it's obvious that MVP could just play this early laning phase so lax. They've had Febby just soloing in this off lane on Silencer, and usually for Silencer you'd think that one of his weakest components is, you know, being alone or being caught off guard in the laning phase, and they can't even pose much of a threat. He's able to kind of get the creeps onto the tower, and well, mid lane, more assault coming in by MVP, and it's on to Super again. We have seriously jinxed this man in this game because he's going to be dropping down once more. Yep, dagger back will help secure that one. MVP off to a hot start, 5-1, but we'll be able to at least get Dubu down to get themselves on the board.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I love it. Just the vicious blood-shedding dagger that seems to come out of nowhere, and I know it'll come on my unfortunate Kardel in the near future, but we'll have to see how things tend to pan out. And while it's nice that Super is kind of finally getting closer to his level 6, the problem is that MVP's back troops are also becoming level 6. I mean, Timbersaul's almost level 7. I imagine by the point that Storm Spirit's trying to be a Storm Spirit and have fun, Timber's going to be there waiting for him, and I don't know, the shit's really going to hit the fan is really where I'm getting at. And MVP now smoked. They're on the prowl. A deep ward here. Just really look into LFI where it hurts. Oh boy. Yeah. LFY obviously in a very uncomfortable position, just kind of awkwardly walking around MVP a bit there. It could have been a lot worse with the way MVP were kind of making that approach. They didn't have to use a global though, and a chrono was used, so that's pretty unfortunate for LFY, and now they're going to have to kind of play things even a bit more passively. And if MVP want, which they may not even feel the need to, they could start advancing forward and start poking at some of these tier 1s, but I'm sure they're also just as confident playing with the clock and playing farm game because they know they're winning it. They have a 3k advantage at about 8 minutes in. Yeah.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah. There's definitely potential for vintage LGD, the unimpenetrable high ground defense that you never seem to be able to break through until they eventually just take all the network back. The potential is there with the land they have. We'll see if they're going to be able to kind of hold on to. Because I agree, the pushing power from MVP is just not really there. It kind of takes their whole posse to kind of get it done. Tier 1 top lane will go down for them. And, well, at this point, they can kind of control the whole northern hemisphere of this map. LFY have no safe jungle to farm in right now, so farm options are very tight.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, but hey, they drew a lot of attention, and MVP could just get the ball back, and Monet's going to have to do that long slide of shame back to the fountain. But uh-oh, QO makes a re-engagement here for Super, tries to jump it away, but the X was there, pulls him right back and takes him down. Global comes out, they want to go for more because they saw, well, the Faceless Void come in and try to drop out the Chrono here, and now they're looking to disengage. Jump in is not going to get them close enough, but he finally dishes out the Chrono. We can't see it, but now we can. Thanks to the Great White Firewall. Blast fly forward could help them get Kuka, but no, they can't get it. He's going to live and walk away, and he'll be the one to go down because here comes Mello. Stepping right in on the Timber Saw, able to shred it home. MVP will take the lives of 2 at the end of the day.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
It's something. It's just unfortunately might be too little, too late, at least for now. Still going to be banking on a lot of time. It's just they got buildups, you know. Their team, as usual for LGD, they just get these guys that have such a long buildup. Morphling, a ridiculously long buildup. You can't afford to get caught. Not in situations like this. And now, when you got to get your way towards that Lincoln Sphere, luckily though, he's got some points in Morph, and he is going to be able to waveform back in a way. But everywhere he goes, he's going to have a lane to kind of just, you know, reside in for a bit, but MVP always going to be there to contest. The buddy system, yeah. Oh boy, yeah.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
MVP seem to be wanting to push the envelope here in the bottom lane, clicking out another precious access point that could allow MVP to maybe sneak in for a Roche in the near future. Hello will be taking up this man, but MVP, it looks like full attendance all the way down here and below. And LGD are just not really in a comfortable position. They have Chrono in about 8 seconds time, but that's really the only big spender they have to work with. And I don't think that's enough of a wild card to pull out. So that tier 1 is just going to have to be set. And let's take the last tier 1 out. So I don't know. What's the game plan if you're LFY? I mean, you can only bank on time so much. Eventually, the leash that they have to go out and farm is just going to get pulled back so much, Lumi. I don't know how safe they can feel going out so far.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Be still.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And I don't think he will. Jumps back in, eats a curse, and that will be the end of it. I guess a buyback to be able to slow the momentum of MVP, but it is another hard hit to the LFY piggy bank on that, and specifically for Super. I mean, I hate to be so hard on the guy, but he is just a serious non-factor in this game, unless there's going to be a timing window or someone else to kind of, you know, be the one to kind of take the spotlight off of him, and I don't know who that is. Morphling's like, don't look at me! I need a lot more time here. I need about 10 to 15 minutes before I'm even defensively ready with a Lincoln Sphere. So MVP, as long as they kind of keep their cool and as long as they kind of keep this momentum up, it's going to be a long road for LFY, but we'll have to see. All right. All right. I like it. I want to see LFY go on the offensive here. Let's see if they find a nice little gracious pick. Sancho's his target. He can't get away easily. And he has no TP. This man is dead. And that will be hopefully a pickup for Super. Monet will grab it. That's another nice person to grab it, but here we go. That's one step in the right direction, Lumi, but how many more steps do they need? Yummy. Oh no. Yeah, he jumps in. He's like, I'm feeling it, guys. We got this. And then he just gets hit in the face with a boat. He goes down. And MVP are like, how dare you cross us and try to get another kill. When they move in, they'll also take down LPC. And that is just it. You take one of ours, we'll take two of yours. And for how great it was nice to get that 1K swing their way. MVP takes 800 right back. Yeah. Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Coin for me.
Yeah, also sweeping in from the south, and this was spotted. I will give credit FY, have been able to get some decent defensive wards, so they could see this jungle movement from MVP, but again, you see it, you have to respect it, and that means you pull off and away from your own bit of farm. I mean, even, you know, it looks like Yao here is like, I gotta get this farm though, even though I'm in a very touchy spot. I'm just gonna get what I can, and just try to stay near my friends. But I have to constantly dance around MVP. It's less and less time, and yes, I've seen Morphlings pull it back. I've seen the Hell, the old Blacks being able to do it. I don't know. Is Monet one of those kinds of players? I hope he is, because those are some of the best kinds of Dota games. Yeah, right?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Oh, who gets all that life back. Nice little time walk right there, just in time as the burst will not be there for MVP. But again, more spent defensively to try to get themselves out of harm's way. MVP continue to push forward. Velo again getting stopped by that mana leak. Is like, I might need to seriously get a Lotus Orb. Now there's going to be the turnaround chrono though. Juba's able to get the snipe as Monet goes down. Big blast flying forward. Super looking to go to finish like, whoa, and they'll get it. There's something in their way and they're hoping for more. A nice jump on the heavy could do the trick here. He's looking to bounce back and out, but Super is going to be running out of mana, so that's where, well, Yao would hope to sweep in. But now taking it on to Super. Super has no mana. Meanwhile, Boat is going to be flying out up to the north. They'll be able to take Super down, and that's the two cores already out of the equation. And with Faceless Void already committing the chrono, there's not much more threat. Another fight that seems to be going right for MVP.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yes, he is. I will give him that. Oh. Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It is unfortunate that you have to go with your third string core at only about 18 minutes in. And then one of them is supposed to be a Morphling. You're like, it's fine, it's only 18 minutes, Morphling's got a slow build up. And they're like, nah, yeah, you might need to get some damaging items here. It's really not looking so hot. So, during this timing window, MVP will move into the Roche pit, and with an extra life on their side, you know, this could be the ticket for them to kind of be able to begin their ascendance up into the high ground. But you were talking about it a bit before, and it's something I'm very interested in, is how good is that push going to be from MVP? They have a hard enough time just hitting towers. I imagine sieging into the high ground is not going to be easy, and certainly not into a chrono, into a stomp, into a blast. The challenge might have just really begun for MVP. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's... Yeah, I didn't really acknowledge the Vanguard until you were talking about it right now. It's not a usual cookie cutter buildup. I understand it leads to a nice Abyssal Blade, but I suppose when you're feeling like you don't really have to worry about BKB too much, you're fine kind of tanking up a bit more and being able to segue into just that much more of a lockdown and powerhouse hitter. Tier 2s in jeopardy here in the mid lane. This will be the second tier 2 to take down against LFY. Well, LFY have not even taken a tier 1 yet. They're trying to do so up here in top lane as Super is split pushing, but still have a lot of money on the map that LFY have yet to even claim. It looks like they've been able to get off an X here. They're going for the boat, looking to get rid of Yao, but he gets the time walk off. Doesn't stop QO though. Look at him jump in and gets a crit. Uh-oh, suddenly Yao in a lot of trouble. Has the time violation, but it's not going to be good enough. Oh no. 40 seconds on the sidelines, and now no chrono for a high ground defense. Say it ain't so.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah. Really doesn't. He's happy to take in this tower. Storm jumping in. Super goes for the pullback, hoping to lock him within that blast, tied together with the natural order with the stomp. It's a lot of good damage here. Again, this is all for the Aegis though. And it's still not going to be good enough. Now, meanwhile, it has been Monet's best farm time probably of the game as a whole. They got that tier 1 down. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Bellow. And he's going to go right back to the mid lane? Oh, back, guys. Don't worry. I got rid of that Morphling problem. No worries. He's gone now. Let's go mid. Oh, my God. I don't know. Yeah, he's locked in pretty good, but do they have the firepower to do anything about it? Kyo's like, no, they don't. I'll jump in and I'll be the one to dish out all the firepower. They're going to put Shrek right on through and take down Zhao A, the director himself. Now the response play, yeah, gonna get off the chrono, but again, he's like, drops the chrono, walks away, and you know that's not a good chrono, and they don't even let him get away. Kyo vicious this game on the piece. It's 1-5 as they push on in for the tier 3. Lumi, with where it's going right now, I mean, could the towel be thrown in soon? I imagine, well, I feel like they can hold on a bit longer, but this is a clinic from the Koreans. And, well, Super in a bit of trouble, goes in, pulls right back out, and they'll finally be able to get down that first life of QO.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Okay. Oh, he's like a whole hero when he gets that. We know that. That's for sure. It does take a little bit of a build-up. I mean, that's the great thing about a calls, even in late game. You'll be able to blast down waves. It's your job. So the farm just comes with it. So will the Ags, which is nice and all. But, you know, get that. Get Old Man Gem as, you know, QO is just casually killing off their only shot at comeback, which is Morphling in the bottom lane. But I don't know if it's still going to be enough. I don't see them even comfortably getting out of the base as a group. And I don't know if LGD are the kind of team that are going to be like, maybe our best shot is getting smoke and doing complex wraparound kind of a thing. LGD has always been the, as long as we can get everything, all of our ducks in a row, and we execute all of our big ultis on this high ground, we will win, we will hold, we will persevere. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm much of a believer for this game in particular, Lumi.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
No. This tier 2 going down will be the last outer tower, and could pretty much be the final march right here by MVP. Okay. They'll get on the low ground. Response will be the global, and there goes the boat. And with that rum, any damage that's been put out will be quickly mitigated, and that could be the end of it there. Kyle's going to be going down right away. Q will pop that new BKB and looks for his next assailant, but LFY haven't been able to get back inside the safety of their base, but they had to witness their old man drop, and that is a chrono that's going to be cooldown, so that mighty LGD defense they were hoping for is not really going to be there. They went for the ambitious option, which is something I really wouldn't have expected from LGD, but hey, I'll give them credit. Or maybe they just felt they were really down that far. They went for it, it didn't work, and it looks like it could cost them mid-rack.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack. Dire's middle barracks have fallen.
Not right now. He's like, I got tier 1, I'm hoping to bring down, boys. Let's just accept the fact that this Rax will be dropped and that with the power of the Kardel Blast and company, we'll push it down. Boat flies forward. Time walk. The Diao will be struck off all the bits of damage. Super looks to make his move, pulls in for QO, gets right back. Really could slow him down a bit. That was time dilation. He's going to be forced to stand, plant, and fight, but they're going to pursue onto him with both the Morph and the Storm. They should be able to burst. QO can't get him. He's bounced out and away, and he's back into the safety of his team. He will not be brought down, and though the lag continues here, you can see easily as he slashes apart and takes out Yao. And that will be it for this mid-Rax. LFY, though, will still hold on and fight, but they will not have a mid lane to defend. All right. Yeah. Yeah, obviously, with the typical Morphling game, you're hoping to be at this point a little while ago, but nonetheless, he's there now, and this will help him feel a bit more comfortable about, you know, being overzealous and pushing out some of these side lanes. So he'll at least have that little bit of insurance in his pocket to work with now. And I don't know, is it enough with that Lincolns and with everything else LFY have at this point? Is their best shot at maybe a contention or Roche pit fight? We'll have to, since the clock's getting close and they're hanging around. Problem is that MVP have already smoked up Blooming. It looks like they're going to be the first team to try to make a move.
Killing spree.
Wow. No. Yeah. And a couple of missed opportunities, some ambitious chronos. Without those things lining up, without Morphling being able to get to the other end of what could have been those great fights. Yeah, he doesn't have those items now, and you know, MVP is making it a bit easier for the fact that what we already discussed is that they just don't have a very good pushing kind of a team. So it is taking them a little longer to break down these towers. I mean, imagine if in another world MVP had a line where they had an extra pusher or so. I mean, they would already be 2 racks deep, I'm certain, and we could already be getting ready for game number 2. But yeah, it looks like it shouldn't be too much trouble as we'll take the expressor back home. To get scouting off in ahead here is going to be Velo here, making sure LFY don't get too close to intercept. He has that Lotus Orb now, and he's looking to take between 3. Got a demon nearby, helps him out with destruction, but they're able to blast him down, and that's going to be the end of it. And look at that, Yao falling into the Chrono, all for Dubu here. Well, we cancel out any sort of follow-up play, but now maybe going down, and that means the rest of MVP could be on their way. Blinding Light will be able to bump him back as L.F.Y look to make the retreat, but they spotted Yao. He's trying to hide in a tree closet, and Global comes a little too late to stop. Oh no! They're going to be able to make it away, but oh, not fortunate. Is going to be, of course, Yao, as he is going to be caught up on. It's hard to catch, of course, with the laggy here, but nonetheless, LFY in very dire straits as they rush back, beaten and bruised in that fountain to heal on up. The tier 3 is now in jeopardy. I mean, drop him, attention MP, bloodthirsty here, going out in front of the fountain. I mean, we're almost in disrespect dive territory as he makes an easy triple out of Hal there at the end with a good, gracious crit luck. But now there's 3 dropped. Back to what's important here. Looking to bring down the racks. He was like, I kill heroes faster than towers. Don't want this. Tries to make it go for Xiao Wei. Super's here now, pulls him back. Doesn't stop him. He wants Xiao Wei. He wants that kill. Can he get the crit here at the very end? Doesn't need it. Gets the kill there. Turns back it away. That's technically a quad kill now. And they're still having to deal with him. Bumps back. Gets the Lotus to even help out. You don't even need mana, Kiko. He's like, I just want to lose my Aegis to get all my life and mana back. Oh my god, it's over. Xiao Wei, that's enough. Our team has taken enough. We'll go to game 2.